What's up, guys? My name's Arianna.
And I'm Maple.
And today we are watching Breaking Bad, Season 3, episode... I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I was like, I like literally as I started, I was like, I don't know what it is, but maybe it'll just come to me.
Episode 11. When you guys watch us on Patreon, do you feel like we're psychotic?
Yo, I thought I was gonna see some, like, vaginas.
I said some of her paintings looked like vaginas.
Seriously? Not even close.
Georgia O'Keeffe painted all kinds of stuff. This particular painting is of a door.
Why would anyone paint a picture of a door over and over again, like dozens of times?
But it wasn't the same.
Yeah, it was.
The light was different, her mood was different. She saw something new every time she painted it.
And that's not psycho to you?
Well, then why should we do anything more than
Perspective
once?
changes. Exactly.
Should I just smoke this one cigarette? Maybe we should only have sex once if it's the same thing.
Whoa, no.
Should we just watch one sunset? Or live just one day? Sometimes you get fixated on something and you might not even get why. You open yourself up and go with the flow wherever the universe takes you.
The universe took her to a door and just had to paint it like 20 times until it was perfect.
No, I wouldn't say that. Nothing's perfect.
Yeah? Well, some things.
No.
It's sad.
I know. I get upset.
It was so sweet. I think I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
You can't admit just for once that I'm right. That O'Keefe lady kept trying over and over until that stupid door was perfect.
That door was her home and she loved it. To me, that's about making that feeling last.
No.
Oh, Hank.
No.
Nope. Nope, that's it. Take me up.
You can do this, Hank. Pain is weakness leaving your body.
No, sometimes...
Your ass, Marie.
Hey, if you can get your leg up that high, I say go for it.
Take me up. Take me up.
All right, coffee break. We're gonna let you.
That was a little funny.
We're gonna try it again.
Never mind about your coffee break. Take me up. I'm done. I'm done.
We'll just pick up where we left
That
off.
sucks so
Hold
bad.
on, Blake. You can do it.
Don't you have any friends? I mean, Jesus. Find something better to do.
Oh.
And everyone's staring at me in here like Campbell's balls.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that many people watching me. Like, Marie's one thing, but everybody else is...
It's all right.
That's a little overkill.
You
Especially
have
when
to think, like, all that weight back on your spine again after...
Gonna get me
And
out of here
he's
sometime
a-
today?
He's a male, too, who already, like, doesn't want people to see him vulnerable ever. So that's, like, a very vulnerable moment with a full room.
of people.
We got our
Yeah.
first bill. And, you know, if you're still insistent,
I am.
What's the damage? What's the damage?
yourself, we're going to start coming in weekly like that. So,
Weekly with that
you
amount?
sure you can do this?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a bold statement. Like, her intent was good, but if it's that crazy, like...
I mean, I think Walter already understands that he's gonna
Yeah.
be... That's what Walter wanted to make money for. Oh my god, he's amazing. He brings a vibe to the lab that's just, like, incredible. He's so thorough and consistent.
Overkill.
I've
decided I love Walter. Moving forward, everything he does, amazing.
But I can't work a scale now?
That's gonna backfire.
This is bullshit. Just say it.
Vampire.
Well,
Just
you
say
are.
the
You
words.
were stealing, though,
You
bro.
think I'm stealing?
You were.
I know, he's trying to get you to not be in trouble, though.
Yeah, like
that's
he does
like
have
legit.
your back about this.
Yeah,
like,
like he's like
stop.
legitimately just being like, I know what you did, but like stop doing
Right.
that and like don't do it again and don't talk about it.
Yeah. Oh man, right back to.
You are.
I was wondering when this was
It's
gonna
a phrase
happen.
my sponsor used to use with me. I see we have some new people here at group. A couple new faces. See some hands. First time. Maybe we can go around, introduce ourselves. Say whatever's on your mind.
Yeah. My name is Andrea. Honestly, I don't want to be here.
Ew.
Yeah, Badger, just Touch all the donuts, why don't you, man?
I'm Jesse.
Well, hello. My name is Brandon. And this is, I believe, Peter.
I'm Peter. How are you?
No.
Just wanted to give you a heads up. It's gonna get a little slower smuggling product with Grandpa Anus watching every move I make. How's it selling? Mad volume?
Yeah, it's it's not so good.
Mm.
What do you mean? How much have you sold?
I sold a teenth.
1/10? That's it?
Damn. Look, it's not so easy selling to these people. They're here trying to better themselves.
There's like positivity and stuff going on here.
Yeah, this was a bad
Yes,
move.
thank God. Thank God.
For you two, and you're too pussy.
Yeah, because it's really gross. It's actually like kind of gross to like do
It's
it.
not your market. Like,
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Because they don't want to get caught selling on
These
like
people, it's like
Gus's turf.
shooting a
though,
baby
probably.
in the face.
yes, thank
Yeah.
you, Badger. Wow, there we go.
Easy like you think. I'll show you exactly how easy it is.
Oh, you're gross. I know you want to be the bad guy and that you are the bad guy.
Yeah, but Jesse's lost his freaking mind. You're sick.
Oh, hey, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Andrea, right?
Yeah.
My name's Jesse. And I don't really want to be here either.
Ew.
Ew.
Predatory.
It does
Disgusting.
feel predatory.
Nasty.
Is it like I did this before, so now I have to keep repeating it because I was the bad guy who like got Jane back on drugs? Like,
Yeah, like, is it like some form of sick torture to himself?
yeah,
and
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
coming to dinner?
No. Your dad is.
I mean, people do that with trauma. Like, they try to they do things whether or not they know
Yeah.
are going to allow them to relive
Yeah.
the worst experiences of their life.
I'm comforting.
Look at those chubby cheeks.
Hey, so check it out. See what that means? Next Thursday is officially 6 months that I've had my learners, which means I can get my provisional and start driving by myself.
Since when? You don't turn 16 for 2 more months.
It doesn't matter, it's a provisional. They changed the law like 10 years ago.
Oh, well, I didn't vote for that.
Doesn't matter if you voted for it, it's the law. Both of you start thinking about what kind of car you want to buy me. I think I'd be good with either an IROC or a Stang.
Ah, a Stang.
How about something with playing cards in the spokes? Makes a nice motory sound.
We should probably table this discussion for later. Your dad and I have a couple of things we need to talk about, so.
What a nice little normal moment.
For real.
Fast bat.
Oh, okay.
Grab her lime with a shaker hood.
Write that down so I don't forget. Oh, darn it. No pencil. Oh.
You better take that 98 Honda Civic and like it. That shit will
For
last.
real, that's exactly what we had. And the clutch was like garbage.
Oh god. But it
But
rocket
it
to the
worked.
wheels fall off.
Yeah.
What is Ice Station Zebra Associates?
It's a loan out. It's fine.
Who's loan out?
It's fine. I
It's clean.
have a guy.
Okay. Does your guy know the tax code and regulations in New Mexico? Because there's very specific paperwork that has to be submitted quarterly on this.
Yes, my guy is a top guy.
What's his name? What are his qualifications? Walt, this money has to be unimpeachable.
And it is. It will be.
But
You're
how
gonna.
do I know
Do you?
that? I mean, apparently.
Do you really want him to give you the name of the person that launders his money?
Skyler, do you really want to know?
Yeah, like
Do you really want to know?
I feel like that's really stupid to want to know.
I feel
You're
like
implicating yourself, having that knowledge. Period. Point blank.
she probably feels like
Oh my god.
she knows better, maybe. I
Well,
don't
of
know.
course, she's an accountant.
Yeah,
know what I
like
mean?
like
Like, she
she
caught-
should. Yeah.
Ted. So like, I get her understanding. I get why she wants to know why, but like again though, you didn't want any parts of this. Don't start now. Ooh, she's making ass.
Hello, welcome. What a pleasure it is to have you. Clearly, his taste in women is the same as his taste in lawyers, only the very best, with just the right amount of dirty. That's a joke.
Go off, Saul.
I mean, that's a great way to describe
You're so clearly very classy. So, Walt tells me you have some concerns I can alleviate.
Yes, I do. I have concerns. If we're going to go down this road, and clearly we are for the sake of my brother-in-law.
I've heard about him. He's an American hero.
At any rate, I need
Saul is so funny.
that we're going to go about this in a manner that is extremely safe and cautious.
Walk you through the process. First step is something we like to call money laundering. All right? Take your money, represented by, say,
Saul?
these jelly beans.
You know, I'm
I,
a bookkeeper, so I know what money laundering is.
Uh-huh. Well.
And as with most things, the devil is in the details. So to begin with, what are we saying is the source of this money?
Walt here actually came up with a great story about gambling winning. Blackjack, right? Some card counting.
Well, actually, that was Skyler's idea.
She's the genius.
Well, you grow more gorgeous by the minute. Well, there you have it.
Can she like start banging Saul just to like really make it full circle?
God.
As well as the necessary W2Gs.
Yeah, screw banging your boss. I'm banging your lawyer.
But the chance
It's crazy.
losses, so win-win for everyone.
Yeah, but you can't sell that for very long.
Yeah. Way ahead of you. We declared just enough so as not to arouse suspicion. Then Walt's one-time winnings become seed money for an investment.
Investment in what?
Drum roll, please. Wait for
Zebra ice.
it. Laser tag.
Oh, laser tag.
Laser tag?
Yeah, there's guns and glow lights and.
To be honest,
Kids wear the vest.
this time of
Split into teams.
Right. No, I
like
actually,
laser
I know
tag
what
was
it
big
is. It's
still.
just that in relation
for the time period.
I still go play laser tag.
I like laser tag.
doesn't make any sense.
Makes more sense than you two being together. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened.
Do you even know Walt? I mean, how would he, of all people, buy a laser tag business? It doesn't add up.
It adds up perfectly. Walt's a scientist. Scientists love lasers. Plus, they got bumper boats, so.
Hey,
bumper boats,
everybody.
yes!
Walt suddenly decided to invest in laser tag, just out of the blue. Really? That's what we're supposed to tell people?
Out of the blue.
Our friends? The government?
I see what you did there.
You don't need to be involved, okay? Because I've been doing this for a lot of years, successfully, believe it or not, without your help.
Is Walt gonna like defend Skyler, or are we just gonna let Saul keep just digging into her like that?
I literally don't know. Like,
nope.
He has no, like, for what though? What does he gain for standing up to Skyler right now besides the fact that she'll be a little bit less patronizing to her? Oh.
Wow, he's really working the sale here.
You want a beer or something?
What do you mean?
Like beer? I'm clean out of anything else. Even if I wasn't. I'm not supposed to.
I've heard it over and over and over.
Don't you think it's ridiculous that society says beer is okay and a little hit of something sweet is wrong?
Put a pin in that.
What's the point of shutting yourself off completely from something that lifts you off the ground?
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I feel like you could have sympathized with Jesse up until Jane.
Urge not to use.
And then now it's like
crap because of it.
It's like if making the product wasn't bad enough, like you were going to lengths to prove that you can like get people to use.
The thing is,
She's getting drug tested.
you ever try that blue stuff that's going around?
It's kind of really messed up. Oh, we're all so bored. Oh.
Like I said, we got nothing here.
I could get some.
It makes me feel so yucky. Like it's making my hands sweaty.
Mommy. Hey, baby.
Oh yeah, you need to stop.
Your Nana brought you home early. Grandma, I thought you were keeping Brock today.
I was. Then I saw your car. I thought you had a meeting.
I did, but we changed the time. Grandma, this is Jesse. He's from the meeting. He's like a sponsor.
Desgraciados.
She knows.
Estoy cansada, bien cansada de todos. Desgraciados, sin vergüenza.
Yeah.
Jesse, this is Brock.
I hope this makes
So
him grow a
you,
conscience.
You're a kid, huh?
Well, the kid's standing right in front of you.
Jesse, your vibes are literally awful. You know,
Brock is almost 6. You okay with kids?
Yeah. Yeah, he's cool.
I feel like this is gonna kick in from the ATM situation where he probably like knows he can't do that, you know?
He's gonna go play with his Legos and his cars. We had a good time at Grandma's.
Yeah. You almost did that, my guy.
Safe and cautious is you not being involved in this at all.
Well, it's a little late on that. This is what happens when you decide to pay our bills with drug money.
Or you could just let him just pay the bills with drug money
pay
and just mind your business.
Mind your business. I'm sorry.
It's just about what happened before. My involvement in this is ongoing. I can't just quit. I have something of a contract, but it's all very safe, professional.
Skylar's going bananas. That's where she's going.
We're going bananas.
If you're gonna launder money, Walt, at least do it right.
Is this where we get some Skylar involvement in this game?
Yes, like are we getting the ride or die that we were
getting
hoping
the
for?
ride or die that we wanted?
Initially,
Incriminate yourself.
Be bad like Walt. Be bad like Walt.
Oh, she is smart.
It's a business, you understand. It's a story people will believe, not laser tag. This is what we buy. This is what you buy.
This is what there's a hard we there. He saw it. Like, you were banging a dude who was laundering money.
See, that's what I was saying. Like, I saw a couple people get mad because I was like, oh, they deserve each other. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's like, oh, once Skylar started making her moves, I was like, oh, like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you just have to accept, like, some people are just meant for each other in their weird little ways.
And that's fine, though.
That's fine. That's if they work together, then it works together. If they're a little dysfunctional, it's a little dysfunctional.
Jesse,
but
right?
they are what they are.
Brandon, Peter, how goes it? Hanging in there?
Please, just dumbass.
Sorry, man.
Be nice to your friends.
Dude, Badger is literally there for the donuts.
Yeah.
You and that girl do the deed yet?
Do what?
No. Sell to her.
What are you doing here?
What do you mean?
They said there's positive
Cut up
vibes.
to sell? What's the point of even coming?
Homie, I'm on like step 5.
Deuce, yo. I'm catching up.
They're like actually clean.
Yes,
Jesse.
that's what I'm saying. They literally pointed out how the vibes were like, there's like
Positive.
positivity.
Like they're trying to
and-
change themselves.
Yeah.
Later.
God. Ugh.
This poor girl.
Mm-hmm. She also looks like
Come into the fold.
she's like barely 18.
I have magical powers. You want to see?
That's not real.
All right, do you want to see something that's real? Look at this. Watch this. Ready? That's science and stuff. Makes it do that.
Play a trick with firecrackers?
Wow, that's very specific.
Firecrackers. I don't have any firecrackers on me. Who does tricks with firecrackers?
Tomas?
Tomas does tricks with firecrackers, huh? Who's Tomas?
He's my kid brother.
People will believe it, at least. I worked here for 4 years.
Hey, you guys always give with the air freshener. I explicitly say I want no air freshener, and every time I drive away smelling like an Alpine whorehouse. All due respect, I don't see it. So I vote no.
Makes it better.
Oh no, this will be great. So then he can
You talking?
get back at eyebrows over there.
Mm-hmm.
She has a
We know Walt loves his
that I
vengeance.
invest right here.
I love that about him.
Years of experience in money
It's good.
laundering, I suppose. I once convinced a woman that I was Kevin Costner, and it worked because I believed it. Right? It has nothing to do with the story. This
Do
dump
anything
isn't
with
gonna
enough
work because
confidence.
It doesn't have a Danny.
Truth.
Okay, there's no Danny here.
What in God's name is it, Danny?
Danny runs the laser tag. He went searching for exactly the type of situation that we're offering. Okay, Danny will look the other way to keep his dream afloat. In other words, Danny can be trusted completely. That guy, the guy with the eyebrows that won't quit, is he a Danny?
No. He sure is.
Buy this
Who is
place.
not? I don't think
All
so.
you got is a big building that squirts water.
Well, make Skyler go work there.
Yeah. Oh, he's like actively
like fake dating this girl.
No, I don't think he's fake dating her. I think he's actually dating her. I think the kid thing like
Thanks.
changed it. I hope so. I might be giving him too much credit.
I think you're giving him too much credit. I felt the hard shift when he said, "I'm evil."
What?
Thought maybe if you're holding, we can do something.
Oh no! See what you did?
You know that blue stuff you were talking about? Maybe you had a line on some.
Wait.
Whoa.
Oh, now you're gonna get mad.
What? He said the kid is coming home.
Yeah, in a few hours. I don't know what you're getting so pissed about. You're the one who brought it up the other day.
Yeah, that was before I found out you got a kid. What kind of mother are you?
What?
Oh!
What kind of mom gets wasted with a little kid to take care of?
Nobody can say I don't take care of my son. You gonna come in my house and judge me? I take care of my baby. I'll do anything for him.
Sorry, I just...
Damn, I hope she doesn't.
Look, I was out of line talking about that stuff. I don't know what you've been through. You can tell me if you want.
This whole neighborhood's run by gangs. They run the drugs, control the streets. They sort of took Tomas in. 8 years old. They got Tomas slinging.
Yo, what if it was that kid on the bike
Then, when he
that
was 10,
killed?
for some initiation or something, they made him kill somebody.
Everything's connected.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's connected. Oh my god, is that gonna flip a switch on him?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him like a week later. And he told me, yeah, he did it. They gave Tomas a gun. Gave him a choice. Him or some dude. Told me all about it like it was nothing.
What did you say he killed?
Some dealer. From some outside crew. Right around the corner from here. Over off the Central.
Oh my god, it was him.
Mm-hmm.
Rode up on his bike and shot him.
Well, yep. That's a...
Oh my god.
Central? Like over by the train tracks? When was this?
A few months back.
So, yeah, so, like, her, like, literal kid brother, yeah.
What else did he tell you?
Oh, now you're gonna get revenge. Okay.
He shot the guy right through the neck. Shot him dead. Just because he was working the wrong corner.
I don't know what that's starting, but that's starting something
Not good. Did you see, like, how dark his eyes went? Well, the eye you could see, I guess.
Well, I just heard about a certain patient who is going to be released at the end of this week. Isn't that fantastic?
They plan on rolling me out the front door at least, or put me on a greased plank and slide me out the window. I'm not leaving here till I'm well.
Hank, this isn't about insurance. I've talked to everybody, and they all say that you are healthy enough to go home.
Oh, I'm healthy enough, huh? Yeah.
Hank, you get stronger every day. You don't need to be in a hospital.
In this condition, yeah, I do.
You'll have all the same equipment.
All the same equipment. What?
The equipment that you have here that you need. Short term. You'll do your PT at home. Do you see the bedroom? I had him move the plasma in. I got you a new bed.
He's gonna hate it.
Bed.
Well,
Put a hospital bed in my bedroom.
Hank.
Get that out of my house. You hear me, Marie?
Hank.
I leave this hospital when I walk out of here.
So hard.
What's a Danny?
Someone who's in on the scheme. who knows about laundering, who's paid to look the other way. Now, while I agree with you that laser tag is a hard sell, without a Danny, the car wash isn't really an option.
And he can't get you another Danny to run the car wash?
Easier said than done.
Skyler, tis now your time to do something.
What about me?
Yes.
What about you?
Me.
No, Skylar, that is not a good idea.
Perfectly capable of managing a small business.
A legal business, not this.
Who else could we trust?
No.
Walt. And if I'm in it, I'm gonna do it right.
You are not in this. You are not
We're married. How am I
We
not
are
in this?
Married, Skylar. We're divorced.
You asked for the divorce. He gave
you the divorce. And not even, he didn't even give you the divorce because you cheated on him either.
I never actually got around to filing the papers.
What?
Married couples can't be compelled to testify against one another.
That's actually smart. He's just like...
His little lab suit looks like a little sensory cocoon right now.
It does.
Jesse! Jesse!
That's great.
Hi.
Does that phone ring?
They've had a phone in there this whole time.
Well, I don't think they get service down there. That's why they've
got a landline.
Got a landline.
Housekeeping.
Yes? Yes, I'll be there.
Oh shoot, what's going on?
What was that?
An invitation.
12, 13, angel numbers. Looks kind of like Adam Sandler's house.
Walter, you're right on time. Please, come here.
Anything for you guys.
Anything for you guys.
They like have like a little romance, kind of.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ooh, I love his
Help me
kitchen.
cook.
I do love his kitchen.
This is a Chilean dish,
Does he have a double island?
but I never get to make it.
Yes.
He has a double island.
Yes, God. What I would do for that much counter space, you don't even know.
And the range.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind? What would you slice the garden?
This is like such a weird power move. It's such a weird power move.
Why did you invite me here?
Right.
We're working together. Why not break bread together?
No. It's like being married to a chef, like you realize like
It always amazes me the way the senses work in connection to memory.
there are things people just do that's like that's not how you do that actually.
Ingredients in this precise combination, the smell of this meal instantly. It brings you back to my childhood.
Basically, it all takes place in the hippocampus. Neural connections are formed. The senses make the neurons express signals that go right back to the same part of the brain as before. It's something called relational memory. Don't quote me on that. I'm rusty on my biology.
That's probably my favorite thing that Walt does though, is he's always like, "Meh." Like an old man, he's like, "Meh." Like he gets off on a point.
To help you if I could.
Help me how?
Well, when I first started out, I made a lot of mistakes. I wish I had someone to advise me. Because this life can overwhelm.
He's like courting him. That's what it feels
Yeah.
like. It's like criminal relationship
Now.
courting.
And one must learn to be rich.
What? I'm so
What advice do you have for me?
He needs to make sure that he's not
Never
being
make the same mistake twice.
like he's been making mistakes already is kind of I think what Gus is saying to him.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of already making mistakes. You need to learn to not like once you try something once and it doesn't work already, don't do it again. Is he gonna
Oh
this kid up?
my God.
You Tomas?
Yeah, what you want?
Crystal.
300.
14th? Shit, come on, yo. Sup?
Hey.
Different car comes and drop it off, or he has it, or what?
What if it's blue? What if it's blue?
Bounce.
What if it's blue?
If it's blue, that's gonna really cause him some issues because $10 says he's not gonna want to keep making it for Gus if that's who he's using for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when Gus killed his.
Because technically, at the root of it all,
killed his friend. Oh, he's pissed. He's so pissed. He's pissed.
Also,
Wow.
$300 for a teenth. That feels crazy.
I mean, if they've never done business together.
I mean, that's not how you get. Well, I guess they're gangs and they're leading by intimidation, but
Right.
like, you
But
know
I'm
what
just saying, like, that would be my initial thought. It's like,
But
oh,
he's-
I've never done business with you, so I'm going to charge you more this first time to see if you're willing to commit your funds.
But he's not buying it to sell. He's buying it to use. A teenth isn't enough to like make really an after market on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
It's like 300 for that. Is it because he's like in the area town that he necessarily doesn't look as similar
That's
to?
what I was saying. Like, that he's
Or are you
not a
just doing it
familiar
because-
face. Like, they've never done business with him before. Like,
Yeah,
they wouldn't
that is
know
still-
who Jesse is or why he's walking up asking about it or how they know that kid there specifically. His name is Tomas and he is selling.
I mean, Junkie's got information everywhere. They couldn't even sell to anybody in there. That was a crazy turn of events. So what I was thinking earlier when I was like, wait, I have to put a pin in this because I'm just like start bringing a notepad and pen so I can just like write it down really fast.
Yeah.
Remember how like Jesse was getting 0 and was banging the methed out?
Oh my God, yeah,
street walk,
stripper,
like no, I'm pretty, yeah, she
prostitute?
was a sex like full blown like prostitute.
Prostitute.
Who was in that hotel. That was who Jesse was getting in the beginning of season 1. So you're telling me that Jesse, who was literally only banging this prostitute in a motel, gets money, moves in with like makes Jane. But even when he's talking to Jane, he has no freaking game. There was no game there. So now he just can come in and just pull for the sale. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's
like-
the writing with that makes me angry a little bit because like,
Well, that's why I was like, he's just
Yeah,
like
he's
ultimate
committing to-
sleazy now. That's why when you were like, oh, like I was like, no, he's playing. In my head, I was like, he's playing the long game with this chick. Like,
no, I think
and he's
because
gonna
I do-
screw. He doesn't care. Like he's
because-
just getting ass.
No, exactly. But I don't think like Jesse's not really wired like, and I knew like the kid piece would really bother him because of like just how he saw with the ATM, like those two tweakers, like the ATM like piece, like it really messed him up seeing that kid like that and stuff, like
Yeah.
on drugs. So I think that was a huge piece of it, and then everything that happened with Jane. I think like. I
Well,
think
also,
he went
where
in
does that-
trying to be bad, but like the kid obviously is gonna like, okay, no, too much. And you see his like instant reaction
And,
when
well,
she's like, I
in-
want to use, and he's
in
like,
my brain-
oh, mother.
In my brain, it would make more sense if Jesse's mom was like an alcoholic for a time, like a period of time, and maybe she isn't now. So him growing up, maybe she like pressured him to like not do anything. So she kind of like helicopter mommed him, which then now is why maybe he uses like if there was a reason that he was so off, like I get the ATM thing, but even then that was really off putting to him. Like he was like, oh my God, this is terrible.
Like, what type of person
Which
are
like
you?
to any regular person, yes, that would be bad. But it's like it's weird to see like where the characters like draw their lines, right?
Mhm.
Because it's like what made him okay to be using drugs prior and to be making and selling it, because those are how are you negligent to the idea that they're like you're selling to all types of people
'Cause it's not in front of his face.
Yeah, and so it's like, which it's funny because like he's the most straightforward one out of all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Jesse has a really easy time separating like who he is of himself and like Junkie's. Like even when
He's
when-
almost manic in a way, like.
Yeah, like when he's talking to Walt, and Walt's like, no, you cannot contaminate the workspace. He's like, but we're literally selling people like poison. Like, you know what I mean? Like he can see it that way, but then it's like
It just feels
and then
like
he wanted to be
he
like I feel like
picks
there's
and chooses
because I feel like it's rooted in the fact that Jesse still wants to prove himself as this bad guy. I think he still wants to prove to himself that he is the bad guy. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take this girl home. I'm gonna make out. I'm gonna seduce her.
because
and then I'm
then
gonna get her
maybe
to buy
because
my
then
drugs.
maybe it makes him, without him knowing what actually happened with Jane.
Yeah.
And him blaming that on himself more
Right.
than likely. I think him being the bad guy, it justifies like why things happened the way that they did. Because if he just accepts that he was awful to begin with and he's awful now and he continues to do things that he knows are awful, then it's like, well, that happened because I'm awful.
Right.
Like, he doesn't have to feel it's like he's removing the blame off of him. Like, the blame is still there, but it's removing, or it's like redirecting the shame and guilt. Because to say that he's awful, then he can do awful things without feeling shame and guilt and remorse.
Because he's saying that's who he is.
saying that's who he is.
Yeah.
I don't have to feel bad about it because that's who I am. Even though really he does feel bad about it. And that's why, like, the Fly episode 10, like, when he's like, it wasn't my fault, wasn't her fault, like,
it would have happened, yeah.
It would have happened. Like, the way that things happened, it would have happened eventually. It just happened to happen the way that it happened. Like, it's nobody's fault, right? And then, which is just interesting, because it's, like, just a lot of layered emotions. But I think when he's, like, moving day to day, that's why I was saying it almost gives, like, this feeling of he's kind of, like, emotionally, like, manic in a way where it's like 1 minute, like, he's like, okay, this is how I actually feel, and, like, this is really the reality of what's going on. And then the next he's like, no, but I'm a bad guy, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm a bad guy. This doesn't matter until something comes up, like this kid, like seeing her with a kid, like, what kind of mom are you? Like, how could you do that? Like, that's not good. And then it's like, really, like,
it feels like he's very much so searching for something to keep him grounded. Like, he doesn't really have that piece to ground him. It's like, oh, I'm gonna skim the top and I'm gonna sell. That'll give me something, or I'm gonna do this or that. Like, I feel like he's almost searching for himself in, like, so many different ways at a time that it feels very misplaced all the time. But it's like, what's gonna keep me? What gives me purpose? Because I'm not really making money. I'm working for this guy, whatever. And then I stole it from him, and I'm not selling it. And then I'm going to go try to sell this chick, but actually she has a kid, so I'm not going to sell it to her. So now I'm going to date her,
but, like, and then
like,
actually
seriously date
her legitimately. I don't know, like, bizarre.
Exactly. So I get where, I feel like he's just, like, floundering. Like, he's
he's
what
just
am I doing?
all over the place.
But that's why I think, again, though, but this is also really a testament to the great writing, though, because dating her, and while he's floundering, you know what he did? Went and found a reason for vengeance, and you know what keeps and revenge. You know what keeps somebody to feel like they have a purpose? Revenge,
yeah.
So that'll move the story right along, won't it?
Yeah, because now what? Yeah,
that's going to be his next.
I know.
Mission,
I wish
we
could have seen
around.
like what it looked like, because what if it's blue?
Oof, that's gonna be crazy.
I know.
Ugh.
And then Walter's dinner with Gus, like. That's so cryptic, but there's a lot of things. It'll probably narrow it down, but I mean, like, he could be making the same mistake. Could be like him working with Jesse again, him allowing Jesse simply the fact that the numbers were off and it's traceable within a certain, like, amount. It's noticeable enough that they're off. That, like, don't make that mistake again. Like, he may be giving them a pass, being like. Right.
Like,
okay, like, you already made a mistake. Like, when he says, like, more mistakes than I'd like to admit, right? Like, working with, like, information to Skyler, like, I don't know, there's so many things that he could be saying that, like, you're making a mistake. But, it feels like they're kind of, like, in, like, a little, like, him and Gus have this, like, relationship. Like, they're, like Gus is, like, courting Walt a little bit. Yeah. Even when he was, like, that's why people who are confused about Walt, like, in the comments, like, I've seen someone be like, oh, like, you're mad at him because he turned down the offer, and it's like Gus literally was courting him. Like, if you think about it, it's like they're, like, flirting with each other. Like, I don't know how, like, either you get it or you don't get it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain that to somebody. It's like either you get that or you don't get that. Because it's obvious. Like, Gus saw how Walter, like, needed to be courted into that situation, and so, like, it's kind of like, oh, like, I'm gonna hold out until you give me what I really want. Like you know what I want. And it's like Gus knows what he wants, but he's gonna see how little he could get Walter to do what he wanted him to do. Yeah. And it's like until he gets Walter to agree to continue the work by giving him this glamorous lab. Like, that's the best thing. Like,
or
Walt
even
loves
just the way that he sits and describes about being able to provide for the family and his kids when he gives
like,
that
he plays
whole
into his
speech,
emotions. Yes.
Like, he is
his needs and his wants.
He literally says
Like he
in
literally
a
love bombs
dignified
him.
way, yes,
Like he's
but
like love
in a
bombing
way
him.
that's appealing to his like his ego piece,
Yeah.
and in a professional way. And that's the thing is like Gus knew that Walt was going to respect somebody coming at him as a businessman, as a professional, as someone with an elevated education, you know what I mean, or someone who appears to be intellectual, because you can see it from a mile away. You can see that he looks down at Jesse, you know what I mean, from a mile away you can see that Walt does not think him and Jesse are equals, and it really never has.
No.
So he knew from jump, okay, this is how I get to him, and he's giving him everything, and he's so sly about it. He knows to basically plant the seeds to
Yes,
let
like-
Walt think it's his idea.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it gives me like sugar daddy baby
like, it's
vibes.
kinda
Like,
like, not gonna
like
lie,
Walt
Gus-
is the baby in the
No, yeah,
situation,
Gus
and
has
Gus is like
groomed him.
grooming him, like and
100%.
getting him to like, and like even like having a dinner where it's like I am going to give you professional advice, and I'm going to be your advisor, and I'm going to teach you and mentor you. Like, not only am I going to love you as like a partner, like it's a partnership. We should break bread together. Bread together. Let's make this meal together. Like we're making our business,
Yeah.
and like we'll do this, and I'm like he's literally courting him and like moving him through the steps of being like, I'm gonna keep giving you a little bit more, and every time you do something that I like, I'm gonna give you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pat
But I'm
your back
also
here. I'm
gonna
gonna
give you this,
I'm gonna
like-
sweeten the deal a little bit.
I'm also going to give you this little piece that, like, you're going off the course that I put you
That
on.
I put
so
you on,
let's, how do we correct? How do I
Yeah.
give you advice
And
to
I'm-
make you
and-
successful, to know how to be rich?
Yes, and Gus is going to give him just
Ugh.
enough for him to be successful, but in order for him to be successful for him, like
Yeah.
for his interest, for his
Mhm.
business, which it is what it is. But it's just like either you see that dynamic. I feel like that's kind of a thing. Like it's
feel
like
like
either
it's
you know what that
missed very
dynamic
easily,
is,
yeah.
but it's very subtle and it's very sly. Like if you don't know what's happening, then it just kind of looks like, oh, like obviously Gus would give him a lab. It's like, no, that's like Gus knew. Like Walter would have said yes eventually. Like Walter really wanted to do that because in previous episodes, it's like Walter started making decisions like going out and like beating people up or like doing weird things
Working
here and there.
fully from the emotion
Yes,
mind.
like
Ugh.
working, doing things that like were very like in a heightened emotional state because he enjoys it. Like Walter like actually like likes feeling like
And
that.
then you take it and you wrap it into a
Yeah.
nice little professional
Well, and
bow
now-
where he can do his science and
Yes.
feel like he's doing what he meant to
And
he's
so
meant to do.
Gus has created like
Yeah.
the perfect environment for him and given him everything that he thinks that he's learned that Walter would probably appreciate and like all of the things that he knew Walter was lacking in, then he is able to provide those things. And that's why it's like Gus is like pushing the boundaries with him to see how much Gus needs to provide in order to get Walter to do what he wants to do. So something like compromising and allowing Jesse to come in and continue to work. Okay, if that's what makes you happy, then you can go ahead and do that. So then eventually in the future, I can guarantee if something comes up, like the dinner tonight, it's like, don't make the same mistake twice, right? Like Gus is like, I see you. I've done all of this for you. And not only that, I am willing to mentor you and teach you how to be rich, which is what he's assuming that Walt wants. Like he's doing this all based off the assumption of what Walt wants to do, what Walt wants with his life.
And you know what's even a better way to say it? How Walt wants to be perceived.
Yes, and how he wants to be perceived. And so he's playing into this idea.
Look at what you could have. Look at what this is. Look at this is how I live.
Yeah,
this is, how that
me.
now.
Look at my
Learn how to
house.
do
Like, yes, like learn how
this.
to be rich. Like this is what you want. You have to learn the lifestyle and
Because
how
you do.
And then he's saying like giving him advice by like planting seeds of doubt and saying, I wish I had somebody who would have told me what I needed to be doing. Like I made so many mistakes that I wish I never had. More than I wanted to admit. I wish I never went through that, but I did. And look at me now. Like, but you have to learn these things and I'm willing to teach you these things. So he's like dangling he keeps dangling things in front of him. Like, okay, like, and seeing when is Walt going to bite? When will he bite? When will he bite? And then he keeps trying and trying. And it's like each time he gets Walt to bite, but it's going to get to the point where Gus has provided provided so much that Walter
he won't actually have a choice.
Say no. He doesn't
will
have a
not
choice.
Actually have a choice. He
Because
has the illusion of choice.
Yes, because look at everything I've done for you. You can't say no to me.
Well, he's already in that boat.
Yes, I know.
And he said that to
Skyler.
And he said that to Skyler. He said that to Jesse when he has a breakdown about the fight, because that episode he realized, oh, homie just had a man killed in the middle of the hospital while he was there, and we were there. Like, this is the amount of power he holds. So it's like he's giving him enough of the illusion of choice, but like Walt's not dumb enough to not see it, but he also isn't seeing it right then and there in the moment.
Yeah.
Either, so
it's just interesting. So
yeah. Also, Skyler didn't file those divorce papers.
Oh my God.
I forgot. Like, there's so much in this episode.
I just like there's so much going on, and like
I can well, then I can't testify in court, and it's like, okay,
like I get
that, but you should have thought about that the moment you found out he was a drug dealer and you demanded a divorce.
I could well, and that's the thing.
Funny
it's like
how
I
after
could
you
see
were banging Ted and found out Ted was still laundering money, that now you're like, oh wait, if I divorce him, I could be in this, and there's money.
I know, it's like, why didn't you just allow yourself some time to think about that? That's why I was saying, like, realistically, like, your best course of action would just be to take a step back and, like, just allow yourself some time to think about things clearly, because, like, she didn't have, like, basically that means that entire TED escapade was for nothing.
No,
like,
you know what it actually means, though? Like, you know how we were both like, why would you be with a poor criminal?
Yes,
when you be with the criminal money? Guess
yes.
what? She's filing with the criminal that has money. I think she also realized that. She's like,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm willing
it's like
to deal
based
with
on the
him
writing,
being bad.
like
I feel like I feel like
if somebody was going to act like that, yes,
a light bulb go off. Like, oh man, what? Yeah, I guess
might as well be with the one with money.
I was banging Ted, and he is breaking the law, and I'm kind of involved with that, but he doesn't really have money per se, because he's embezzling it from so he could what? And now it's like, oh wait, he has money, and I can help with that, and that actually benefits my family and my life directly and everything else, and it already exists. Because it's the same thing. Like you're
like
either doing bad for one guy, or you're gonna do bad for your family. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like, why? Like, you might as well just be with the person who is already willing to commit to you.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Like, if you were going to be in that situation and choose to continue to be in it, like, why are you being dumb about it? Like,
exactly.
Like, I don't know. And then it's like, then it just makes, like, I can see where it's annoying, because if she's going to, like, switch gears now and then be the ride or die, like, that's what I thought she was just gonna go right into. Like, I wasn't expecting her to have this whole intermittent,
it's like too drawn out. It's like too drawn out.
It's like you basically wrote her to like kick and scream in the middle of, like, at first I was like, yeah, dude, like, that's messed up. Like, you're lying to her. Like, I get, like, revealing the truth to her is like not gonna be easy, and who knows how she's gonna react, because the type of person that the type of person you married is not somebody who can handle that information lightly. Which now we see, obviously, like, she's coming around to it, and it took the finances to do it. But, like, and, like,
she had to get her tolerance for being bad up. You know what I mean? Like, she was kind of microdosing being bad.
Yeah, like, it was just like she was doing little things here and there. But I just,
like smoking the cigarettes while pregnant.
It still is not enough for me to understand how years later people are acting the way that they do about it. Like, I just, like, that part I don't understand. I can't relate. But I can see, like, how this character is written, that it's like, what an odd like, you, like, just, like, she just basically, like, threw a fit, like, freaked out, like, and which it's funny, because, like, Walter didn't even sign the papers because she slept with Ted. Like, I don't even think Walter really cares. Like, he went to the office to, like, try to beat Ted up, but, like,
and he, like, wants his
but
wife,
even
but
now,
he
like,
stayed
I don't
with Skyler.
think he cares. I think he would have stayed with her. Like, I think he was, like, because I think, like, it just seems like, based on the last episode we saw, like, there is something in him that is capable. I think it's the same thing with everybody. Like, there is something within all of them that's capable of realizing what they're doing, and, like, how weird and, like, mess up the things that they're doing, but they're choosing to, like, put their blinders on, and they're just, like, continuing forward. Like, they're just, like, they don't allow themselves to, like, recognize, like, the actuality of the feelings of, like, the situations that they're in. So they're just like, all right, we'll just keep going on. It seems like they all kind of just have this forward, steadfast pace, and, like, they're consciously choosing in some way to keep tunnel vision.
It's like they have weird, it's very much like, just to go back to that parallel of Jesse, it's like nothing is really tethering anyone right now besides, like, I guess the money.
Yeah, it's the money. It's really just the money. So, which is, like, and so it's like, I don't know. I just think it's like, but I just don't see.
Yeah, so much in that episode.
Yeah,
Like, we were given so much information.
And I feel like some people are confused, but this is the problem. Only some of you listen to the full length of the end discussions. I don't like anybody in the show. I don't agree with anyone. I don't like anyone. And when you see moments of us being like, yeah, like, woo, like, yeah, it's like we're watching a show. Like, we're at some point are going to have, like, I have to interact with the content that's in front of me and be like, yeah, you as a character, like, that makes sense for you.
Yeah,
That's the
good
decision
choice.
that you would make as your character
Lean
with your
into
set
it,
of values.
baby.
Like, lean into it, get into it, like, do
Get
your
your
thing.
bag.
Yeah.
Commit to your bit. Commit to
To-
we,
yes,
we
commit
need to
to
get,
your bit.
We,
We
need,
need
to get
shirts
shirts
that say
as a commit,
commit to
but
your
it's
bit.
just Skylar's face.
Yeah,
because she's the
commit to
only one
your
that
bit.
committed to her bit.
Commit to your bit. Or Saul.
Actually, Saul's the better
Saul,
commit to
commit
your bit. He's in now.
Saul
all day.
is committed
He's
to
got
his
laser
bit.
tag. He's got a Danny.
Yeah, for real. And I also agree, like, I think it would make sense, like, if Skylar really is going to be in on it now, except I think her vigor, like, this is the issue with Skylar's personality and how they've written her. That is one thing that's consistent with her. She is vigorous. Like, she really, like, once she, like, decides that
Latches
she's doing
onto
something,
it,
she,
yeah.
like, really latches onto it, and then she, like, hyper-focuses on that. And, like, doesn't let, like, she won't let it go. Like, she's gonna do it. Like, she's gotta do it. And she's gonna find a way to, like, until she's appeased. And, like, you just have to be like, okay, sweetie, like, fine, you can run the car wash if you want. And, like, do your accounting the way that you need to. Like,
Yeah.
it's very, like...
It's still very much she knows best regardless.
Yes, like,
You
it's
know what
like
I mean?
she
Yeah.
has to feel like she also is, like, contributing in some way that's, like known or feels equivalent in her own style. Like, I don't know.
Some touch of power. The mama, I don't know if it's
Which
a
is why
mama
I
bear
say, like,
situation, if it's her guarding like Hank. I think it is her being more of a mother bear, like guarding, like making sure, like, if she's giving this money to Marie and Hank, it is completely clean. It's not going to cause them any problems and everything
Yeah.
else. And I do understand that, but it's like, but it is like you said though.
But then
but
it's
she
like
does it in a way where it's like
having to go
maybe
talk to
calm
Saul.
down.
Yeah, like having to go talk to Saul.
Yeah.
Having to do all of this.
That's
having to be the one to present the idea of the car wash. And it's like some of the things that she has is really not that bad. I think that she just has a
It's
way
just-
about her
it's
that's
the fact
like
she has to take it that one step to make her annoying, and that's why people have such a hard time with Skylar, because at the end of the day, what she does, I think your average person would do, but the way she
like they
does
could
it,
have
it's like
yeah, they could have written her as like a cool
a little bit more likable,
like mob wife.
Not even. I think if she was just like, okay, well, it's literally all within, no, you're going there. And then it's the way that she's visibly uncomfortable in the waiting room. And it's like she's already judging. She comes across judgy. She comes across condescending.
Yeah, like it's
She's,
like not good enough.
Like nothing's ever good enough. That's why she has to go see it. And until it's her idea or until she
Yeah.
brings what she's saying to the table, then it's okay. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
If it would have just been like, okay, let me see this, and then it was just a little bit more casual, I don't know. It's like, I'm not
What
saying
is that?
she
Like,
had to
why?
show up
Yeah.
guns blazing, be like, I'm ride or die, and like driving herself to the hospital when she's about to have this baby so, Walt can make
Walt
the
can go
money
make this deal.
drop. Like, I'm not saying that, but it's just like the way they make it. So yeah, she eventually does it, but she has to make it something that she's looking down upon almost. Like always,
Like,
everything.
yeah,
Everything, it's like,
are you with it or are you not?
like, you're like begrudgingly like, oh, well, if we're going to do this, I guess we have to do this, and we're going to do it my way because this is what we have to do. That's
Yeah.
how it feels.
Well, because then Walter even says after, he's like, yeah, I kind of view him as like a TV circus clown.
Yeah.
Like, but he knows what he's doing.
Right.
And like, I just have to respect that. Whereas she's, like you said, like, she's like, ugh, like somebody's coughing in the, she's like, oh my God, like, who is this man?
Yeah.
And does he even know what he's doing? Like, it's like, okay, girl, like.
But why do you know best?
It's like, girl, like, obviously he knows what he's doing, but you've never done this before? So, like, do you even know what you're doing?
Well, has she never
Well,
done it
I'm like, before that, like, before her working with Ted and deciding to do that, but like,
yeah,
Saul's literally, that's Saul's
That's what he
business.
does.
That's what he
Yeah.
does. Like, he knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who's gonna, who can kill a guy, who will know a guy. Yeah, whatever. Like,
Who would
Saul's
then clean
the guy.
up after the guy.
Yeah, who will have a guy to clean up after
got
the
the
guy.
connects.
And yeah, he has the connects, and like, that's his business. Like,
right.
It's none of, like, it's literally none of Skylar's business.
I mean, it is now. Literally. She went and inserted. That's the thing, though. She
Also,
like inserts herself and then is mad that she
and then is mad about the situation that she's inserting herself into. Even though the situation was very obvious. Yeah, I could see. Like that's what I was saying. Like I can see and they shifted her like into it really heavy. Like in the last, like this episode was the heaviest. Like she's turned into it.
The moment she starts talking about the gambling, how she starts making that lie up.
Yeah,
you know
like
I mean?
it's like they just shifted her into it like really hard, but like still gave her
so
like
against it, but still made us not like her.
Like
that she's a part of it.
Yeah. And like I can see where people get annoyed with her, but 100%. Yeah. I don't know. And also I don't like Walter. I'm sorry. I don't like Skyler. I don't agree.
Jesse's starting to piss me off.
I don't like Jesse. Jesse sucks too. Like Badger touches all the donuts. What's that guy's problem?
Why? You just like I'm like you're
but at least like they're like the vibes are good.
The vibes are good.
The vibes are good.
Like he's like, I'm on step, what do you say, 7, 5, or 7?
I'm on step 5, and he's like, I'm on step 2.
Like, there's,
he's like,
look at them. They're working on their progress. They're working on their progress, yeah. You go off, Skinny Pete and Badger.
Touch those donuts. You touch all those donuts.
If that's what
at
keeps
that
you clean.
But yeah, like, it's like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't, like, that's the whole point of the show, though. I do not feel like the intention of the writing was for any of the characters to be likable. Literally, this is an article. According to like Screen Rant, some of the most likable characters in Breaking Bad.
Generative.
Well, that's just pulling, This is what AI pulled from all the Google searches. That Jesse Pinkman, he's a villain who is showcased positively in the show. Some say he's the most sympathetic character in the show. And I think that's why, like, if you ever feel like people are reacting and maybe favoring Jesse, or they're like, oh,
it's the way he's written.
It's the way he's written to be, that he's the only one. He's kind of the only one who really shows like outward sympathy just in general. Yeah, it's a little here and there. That's why we're saying it's a little spotty like within this episode, because he's like trying to get this woman to use, and then he's like, oh no, you have a kid, like don't do that. Like he's kind of choosy, but at least like he still has like some sort of sympathetic nerve in his backbone, like, or in his moral compass. Like there's at least something that will tip him to sympathize, like at all. And I think Walter like only has that like with his family specifically. If it's not his family, I don't know that he really cares.
Right.
But also haven't seen too much of him like outside of the family.
There's really not many dynamics outside the family and outside the drug world where he needs to not care.
So like, I don't know. Like, I don't really know. Like Hank, again, like believed he's making the world better by working for the DEA. He cares about his family, even though his relationship with Marie has ups and downs, which I agree. I can see that. Like, and I think Hank is just emotional, but I think Marie just handles him like where she can. Like, I don't know. Like, I just think like it's, and then Walt Jr. Like, Walt Jr. is the least problematic.
That's it. And baby Holly.
Yeah, and baby Holly. She can't even talk, of course. So it's like between the two kids and Hank, and like that's the thing. That's why we've said that about Hank too, where it's like
he wants like his heart's in the good. His heart's in the good place.
Yeah, like he really is trying his best, which is insane because he says some really off the wall shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Like
in the moment.
Moment.
Season 1 and 2.
And like his really like even like when he's like talking to Gomi, or like, you know, when he like went to Texas and to El Paso, like there's just some things that are just inappropriate that people like shouldn't be saying out loud.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know, like he's realistically like not a bad guy.
No, at his core, definitely not. But it's just like, oh, so much in this episode.
And I think situational for Hank. I think a lot of things as to why Hank acts the way that he does is really just situational for him. But like ultimately, like he really just wants to be like a stand-up guy and like love his family and provide and like
do right by his family.
And I think that's why it makes more sense now, like seeing Hank in the situation that he's in and how he's behaving. Like, it makes sense why in the past Walter probably felt intimidated by Hank because Hank's had this consistent type of personality where he is a provider.
Right.
And he does what he needs to do, and he's a good guy. So it's like Walter kind of, I could see some of that beef making a little bit more sense now that we've seen more of Hank. Like, we've got a lot. There's a lot. Hank is like kind of a main character.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like Walter and Hank. Like, Yeah.
At least for like this
Walter,
season,
Hank,
for
and
sure.
Jesse. Yeah, like it's kind of like the three of them. Like we're seeing a lot of Hank.
Yeah, just the way he's been intertwined into the very serious storylines is like,
so
wow.
But yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to that long ass discussion if you made it through. So, we love you and we'll catch you in the next episode.
See you guys.
Bye.